about something which is very, I think, is very important. He saw a video in which somebody was explaining as to why dollar had, depreciated like that. I think right now we are at 130 something against the dollar, 130 Kenyan shillings against the dollar, all the way from 160. So it clearly shows you that the dollar has drastically dropped. And so many Kenyans have been asking themselves questions, why has this happened? So that friend of mine, he saw a video, and that guy was saying that the reason why the dollar depreciated that much is that because the Kenyan economy has improved and that economy is doing well. And I think this is what I think even politicians have been able to sell to the people. They are lying to the people that the economy has improved and that the economy is doing well, and that is why the dollar has actually depreciated and the Kenyan shilling has really gone up, right? I think people need to be informed and people need to know that that's a pure lie. That's a propaganda to continue hoodwink you. The truth is that you have to realize that the Kenyan government acquired $1.5 billion loan from IMF recently. I think it was in February, I think January. Yeah? And when they did that, of course, what happens is that that money is injected to the economy. So, what economics 101, when you have more demand or more supply of something, of course the price has to go down. So you find that $1.5 which was supplied to the economy became too much vis-a-vis the Kenyan shilling, and so that made the Kenyan shilling's demand to go up, of course. So that then increases the value of the Kenyan shilling. So at the end of the day you find that, of course, the Kenyan shillings must go up, and then the dollar went down, and that's actually what happened. And the problem is that this is not sustainable, because I think after June, we're going to have a drastic rise of dollar, because this is what's happening. When Kenyan government issued, Nigeria this $1.5 billion loan, realize that Kenya has a loan to pay the Eurobond, which is maturing in June, this year, June. And so you realize that when they issued this money, it was something that was intended to serve that particular purpose. And we know that by June, the purpose will be ended. And so you find that the dollar will still start to come up and people will still continue to demand the dollar as usual. $1.5 billion, of course, is going to end, and you need to ensure that you continue to sustain that. The problem with the Kenyan economy is that it cannot sustain that because, of course, we're not growing. It's not because we are growing. It's not because our economy is improving. It's just because the Kenyan government wants to pay the Eurobond loan, and so that's why I think it's true. So he asked me if this is true or not. I want to tell him that this is true. It's not sustainable, and we expect the dollar to rise in the next few months. I think by the end of third quarter, we're going to see a sheer rise.